Before we get the show started here, I would like to quickly mention that we are considering bringing back our confidence pool, which we did last year for the NFL season, for this season. So if you are interested in participating, please email us at iappodcasts@gmail.com or tweet at us at iappodcasts, all one word for each of those, and we will take your consideration for at least whatever platform we may use. Last year we did use Yahoo. Initial plans are to continue on that platform, but if you are on a different platform or you happen to prefer a different one, we're open to suggestions, so please let us know. Again, if you are interested, as well as what platform, again, email us at iappodcasts@gmail.com or tweet at us at IAP Podcasts. Again, all one word for both of those addresses. Thank you very much and enjoy the show. Welcome back to Chicago Sports Update. This is Matt.
And this is Brennan.
And otherwise, it's been a rather slow news week. The Cubs decided to, start the floodgates for their prospects for the Future Is Now campaign, I guess is the best way we can really kind of put that. Some stuff out of Bears training camp with Martellus Bennett getting suspended indefinitely. And we will finish off with, I guess for mainstream sports, starting to circle the drain for the White Sox, and that's fine. And then we'll kick it over to alternative sports or sports entertainment in WWE. But first up, how do you feel about the call-up of super prospect Javier Baez?
I thought it was weird at first because all you kept hearing was they didn't want to start the clock on these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, obviously it was excitement and anticipation and kind of intrigue on, is the first one up, is he going to be for real? Because, you know, who knows if all of them are going to live up to their expectations. I can't see that happening realistically. That just doesn't happen. That's why that's why you have 6, top prospects. Excuse me. So that you get as many of them to pan out as possible. So definitely excitement. At the same time, I'm kind of like, I don't want him to help the Cubs win because I still want that worst record. It's really weird. But
too little, too late for today.
Well, his debut, all he did, yes, he started off the game 0 for 5, terrible start, and then he proceeded to win the game with a home run in extra innings. And then Game 2, not a whole lot going on. He, I think maybe a little. It seemed like what he was doing was being too patient early in the count, and then getting behind, and then kind of forcing the issue. And I think that he got jammed a couple times and overswinging, getting popped up a couple of times. But then today, Game 3. I guess his breakout game. 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 3 for 4. A stellar performance. And yes, it's in Colorado, but hey, who
still home
who
run.
doesn't think that wasn't a good idea to kind of bring him up while in Colorado to give him a little bit of a confidence boost, maybe? Like, yeah, see, you can hit the ball out of major league ballparks. Get the kid going. Very exciting. And it seems like Soler and Brian are, right around the corner. Obviously, when September call-ups come, I do believe Soler will be for sure called up, he's already on the 40-man roster. Chris Bryant, they keep saying that they're going to probably just wait till next year, which, I have no problem with that. There's no hurry to get him up here. Let the Iowa Cubs win a championship.
Yeah, I think right now they're playing a game of chicken with some of those arbitration clocks and those controllable years before they have to kind of really start to bite the bullet. Yeah, you have a couple years where they're making that minimum, that league minimum, and it escalates, of course, due to production. But you want to keep arbitration as far off into the future as possible. The problem is they're advancing and progressing faster than I think some of them expected.
Well,
I mean, Chris Bryant is destroying. He destroyed Double A. He's really destroying Triple A now. It's kind of like, well, how much does he have to learn?
they're forcing Jed Hoyer's hand, basically.
Yeah, and excuse me, the uh, Chris Bryant's going to be an interesting case because his agent is Scott Boras, and Scott Boras, as many of you listeners may know already, he is one of the shrewdest agents out there, and in getting as much money as possible for his clients. I think that reputation has started to sour for him because with teams starting to lock up their influential franchise players at an earlier age, and with the steroid era and HGH era uh, really behind us now, players' careers are back to a much shorter span. Where if you do have a breakout talent that is a once in a generation type, or a very rare type of talent, you lock him in early and you lock him in at your terms, because at that point in time, so many things can go wrong. MLB contracts are guaranteed every cent of it. NFL, that's not the case. So uh, it's whether the player wants to bet on themselves or take the payday. If they take the payday, well, they have generational wealth anyway. So it's a win-win for everybody, but it's an even bigger win for the organization.
Yeah, it's and it, the funny thing is, there's 6 guys that I mean, like that
Yeah.
they're trying to kind of play with and make sure that they don't get burnt, and um, they probably didn't want to call up Baez, but there comes a point where it's like, okay, we get it. There's not much else for you to do here. You might as well just come up, So, um,
Yeah, and some of the reasoning behind it was talking about Baez's initial, I guess you could say, 60 game adjustment period between each level, and for about 30 to 40 games or so, he struggles at that new advanced level. And then he starts to make whatever adjustments he has to succeed. And then he's off to the races, seemingly. Now, the MLB is a completely different game. Minor leagues are the minor leagues for a reason. But so far, the way he's trended, he doesn't have any real reason to doubt his ability to be able to make the appropriate adjustments. And then it just becomes a chess match. Can you make the adjustments on a consistent basis? Gordon Beckham of the White Sox was never able to do that. Of course, I think he's a product more so of the American college and I guess youth baseball league with aluminum bats. That's one of my theories, is that his bat speed was increased due to having much lighter bats as opposed to a wood bat. So that's just one of the theories out there for him.
well, I mean, just competition level too. I mean,
Yeah, yes, I agree.
yes, I'm
So
sure the SEC is good, but
yeah, not it's not. It's still a football conference. It's
it's
not
not
baseball.
AL Central. Yeah.
Exactly. For whatever that's worth these days. Oh boy. But it's interesting. There's a lot of hope and optimism, and the fog is lifting. The haze is kind of thinning, and the plan is coming together seemingly. And the Cubs are they're doing everything that they've wanted to do. They have a new radio deal. They are going to have an incredible TV contract coming in. Work at the ballpark's going to be getting done. New revenue streams are coming in, and the best thing that can possibly happen for your team is the fact that they can start winning and putting a decent product out there.
There's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. We see that now, and it's weird. They're starting to look like a real professional baseball organization. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of scary and kind of intimidating for a White Sox fan to see. So, I'm I'm hoping and praying that everything maybe next year comes together for the for our side. But oh boy,
I think if anything, if there was any, I mean, Cubs had lots of news this week. Also, the whole today they put in a claim for Cole Hamels, who was on
yes,
waivers. So we'll see what happens with that. Kind of scares me. It's a pretty big contract, and he's got some mileage on that arm, so that kind of scares me a little actually. Um, but not a whole lot of news for the White Sox this week, except for maybe the White Sox found a closer.
yeah, I think well potentially one of two guys in the 16-0 blowout. I think we did find our closer and
I
our emergency relief man, break glass in case of emergency, in the form of the giant Texan known as Adam Dunn.
or they should start stretching him out and see if he could become a fifth starter, maybe.
Yeah, it's true. It's a long reliever because you need something. You need some sort of patchwork there because, boy, it got ugly. It got ugly that 16-0 game.
There
It
were
was
two
we
losses
were
like this week.
oh yeah, yeah. We went to the game on this past Monday, and rain did damper the mood, and we left at the right time because the next half inning they called it, and we were very happy. Or no, they actually played a full inning quickly, meaning a bottom inning and a top of an inning. It had already been a regulation game, but there was already a half hour rain delay. It had been raining on and off all game, and then the skies just opened up with no end in sight. So they called it, and I believe they really did make the good decision, not just for us getting a win in our journal or our in our historical context of seeing games, but it was kind of nice to see a win. I don't think I've seen a win this year.
Wow, how many games have you been to?
I think that was three or four.
Yee.
Yeah, it's been a rough one, and their home record is. I don't know why it's been so poor, and I don't believe it's the case because the fans don't come out. I just don't think that's the case. I just don't know what their mindset is, what and why they seem to play better on the road.
They're still above
It's
500
frustrating.
on at home, so I think they're one. Yeah, I think
Oh,
they're
really? Oh,
one game
wow.
above. So
Oh, I really thought they were the opposite. So then they have struggled on the road more mightily, but either way, it, it's funny. It's the tale of two teams coming out of the All Star break, a 5-2 road trip, come back home. You would think for some home cooking against two of the lesser teams in the American League, and well, you get a moon pounding and go 2-4 on that homestand. So. Let's see. Skipping the Bears is what we kind of did. We will circle back around to them. Aside from a couple of injuries here and there, excuse me, Marquise Wilson specifically, I believe that was it. He ended up breaking his clavicle, aka the collarbone, and had surgery to repair that. No timetable from last what I had seen on his return. I think they'll be very lucky if they get him any reps in the regular season. Best case scenario, I think, would probably be late November or December. And that's just a best case scenario. Otherwise, you have Martellus Bennett doing, I guess, allegedly what Martellus Bennett always does, and that's get under the skin and pull his best version of AJ Przinsky in football form.
yeah, he in practice. What day was that? Trying to remember. Was it
Monday, I think.
Monday? Yeah, with the whole fight with a DB. Can't even think of the guy's name right now. Anyways, and then just even after that fight, he got in the face of Marshall and jawing back and forth, and basically got himself suspended from the team indefinitely. Although I know Mark Trestman